Well, what a night for the Gunners. Arsenal now the big favourites to reach the semi-finals. Joe, that's the sort of result Mikel Arteta and Arsenal fans could have only have dreamt of.
They would have. I mean, they would have dreamt of it. But the way that Arsenal have been playing in recent weeks, I don't think any one of us would have expected it. But listen, we were catching bits of the game when we was watching, but what a performance, and the 2 free kicks. Declan Rice, superb. We're trying to work out, was the wall at fault for maybe the first one? It was in the wrong position. Declan still got to see it and execute the technique. But the second one is as good a free kick you'll see. And that has really opened up the Champions League now. And I said, the way Arsenal play, because they jump off them a bit like Inter Milan, Real Madrid couldn't really get into the game. Arsenal can block in lines and then they were breaking. Arsenal can play humble under Arteta, and that's what they done tonight. This game ain't finished, though. That's the thing with Real Madrid, is that you just know they'll turn up. But what a performance by Arsenal.
Brilliant. I mean, more possession, Arsenal, more shots, and set pieces, obviously. I mean, the set piece coach gets a lot of love. Let's give Declan Rice a lot of love.
Yeah.
I mean, out of nowhere, he turns into David Beckham. I mean, these 2 free kicks are...
The bend on this around the wall.
Liz, this is one of the best goalkeepers in the world, in Thibaut Courtois. And
look at that one there. You see, if you look at from a Wolves perspective, they need to be at least a yard over to the left, because then Deck won't even try that. He's chose that selection because of how badly positioned the wall were, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And he can put as much pace on it as he wants, because he doesn't have to get it to come down, because he's going to the side of the wall. So I think that's an issue with the wall, but taking nothing away from Declan Rice. What a finish.
But how good is the second one?
I mean, Linz, the second one is when you see it, you think, no way. It's too perfect.
It's pinpoint.
Again, this is against one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And to be fair, it's the keeper's corner. But even if he had his double in the corner, he wouldn't have saved it, because... I mean, that is... You dream of that, Linz, against Real Madrid. Look at the wall there. Everyone thinks he's going left. Whips it into the top right. It is so... Look at this angle, Linz. It is so inch perfect into the corner.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get anywhere near that. It's impossible to save. What amazing timing from Deck to do it in such a big moment. Absolute brilliance, really was.
Do you think that's something he's been working on leading up to this game? Because we know how much they work on the set pieces, they try to spot weaknesses through Nicolas Jova. Do you think he's seen something in Real Madrid and maybe known that that's in Declan's locker?
No, I think that Declan been practicing it. They've got a lot of players who could probably step up and take it. Declan's got a lovely consistency with his technique from set pieces, which he's taken him, but we've not seen that from him before. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Declan Rice, and I didn't know he had that in his locker. Now that has changed the game, because I'm thinking if he's done that twice in the quarterfinals and he's got that ability, he's certainly got a shout to be on him in the next few weeks for Arsenal. But both of them unbelievable strikes.
Third goal wasn't too bad either, was it, Owen, from Mikel Merino? Just how well has he stepped up as a makeshift striker for them? Amazing.
The finish is, I mean, Dennis Bergkamp, Thierry Henry, Marco Marzino, right, all of them will be gone. They'd be proud of that. The finish is amazing. I think even the football is really good, but I think Merino drops off and he gets into a pocket where he has a picture of what he wants. This is lovely. It really is. The patience of it. Trossard back to Lewis Skelly. Watch him there, just sit back into that pocket. He shouldn't score from there against a keeper of this quality, but he passes it round the defender into the corner. Honestly, I think there was another angle from behind. It is so perfect, the finish. It's almost as good as Deck's free kicks. I mean, what a result. 3-0. And no Gabriel, no Kai Havertz. Remarkable.
How big was it to have Bukayo Saka back for them, do you think? Massive.
Not just... Listen, he won't have been at his fittest. He can't have to be in that long out. But sometimes he's got that presence, Saka. By his name being on the team sheet, straight away he puts Real Madrid a little bit on notice. Alaba played in that left-back position tonight, so he wouldn't want to be playing against Bukayo Saka. The crowd, more importantly, they needed something to believe on. When your talisman comes back for a big game like this, that lifted the crowd. The teammates, he's a senior player now. He knows that. So it would have been a risk for Arteta, but it's a risk that's paid off. I think now you wrap him in cotton wool for the next leg. You don't play him at the weekend. and you're getting ready for the second leg, because let me tell you, they're going to have to drop off at the Bernabeu, and they're going to need him to be able to drive them up the pitch there, because, listen, it's 3-0. Any other team in European football, I'd probably say, can start thinking about, you know, the semi-final, but not Real Madrid and not at the Bernabeu. And so I think he's massively important for them next week.
They haven't overturned a 3-0 deficit, though, in the Champions League era. They have done it twice before in history, but a long, long time ago, not in the Champions League era. So it really is a massive result for Arsenal. And we're going to have more reaction to that game.